hello. Good morning, world. Good morning to you all. Yes, and welcome to another episode here, another fun-filled episode here with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. As we embark upon what will be another great episode this morning, we thank you all for chopping it up with us, and we thank you in advance for a time that will be had. And so, yes, world, we are back like a shark attack, back like we left something, back like we ain't got no clothes on our back. And for the world is a better place in the moment when the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast is taking place. And so thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we converse about the latest sports topics that have taken place from this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always the blast to have you all tune in and participate with us every weekend. As a reminder that every week we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via our two Facebook pages, the Early Morning Sports Talk Podcast community page, as well as additionally on our Early Morning Sports Talk Podcast Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram at EMSTP underscore, again on IG at EMSTP underscore, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify is the Early Morning Sports Talk Podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, and Jones, as well as our guests for that weekend. Today is March 21st, 2026. We have seen yet again another fascinating week in the sports world. Well, this past week, we've seen a variety of upsets in the NCAA tournament, including Wisconsin. A lot of big programs got pushed. Duke overcame a halftime double-digit lead to overcome George McNamara and Siena, as well as Brady Smith of the Purdue Boilermakers. Congrats, Jamar, on becoming the NCAA all-time assist leaders. And additionally, we will see the LA Lakers stay hot. Luka Doncic make his case for MVP. Victor Wembanyama hit a nice game winner. So the Spurs and Thunder stayed hot. And lastly and sadly, we received news of a collapsed lung from Detroit Pistons guard and MVP candidate Cade Cunningham, making him now miss on-court action for an extended period of time. And so with that being said, introducing our brother from another mother and my partner here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Mr. Jamar Goodman. Mr. Jamar Goodman, welcome back, bro. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Man, feels good to be back in the middle of March Madness. I'm a kid at a candy store. If you hear that kid voice in the background, that's my inner self as well. So we all there.
Hey, yes. Additionally, introducing my partner here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast and the other brother from another mother, Mr. Ian Jones, a.k.a. Rod Tidwell, a.k.a. Peoples Hernandez, a.k.a. Callie Watson. It's kind of hard to keep up. Mr. Ian Jones, my bro, what it do?
What's good, man? We back. We back like a shark attack.
Hey.
Back like a shark attack. Back like we got no clothes.
Hey.
Yes, appreciate it, fellas. Wait, and so, fellas, Jamar and you guys, this is you guys played a big role here on the pod. We now will begin to talk the men and women's NCAA tournament breakdown. And I forgot to also inform the audience, fellas, that on the women's side, the higher seed was 16-0 yesterday. So we'll see how it go for day one today on the women's side as well. Well, day two on the women's side as well. But yesterday, the higher seed, aka the home team, was 16-0. And so we'll see what happens on the women's side. Generally, there are upsets, but in most cases, though, upsets kind of start in the later rounds. And so, fellas, the NCAA tournament, man, guys, I had Wisconsin going to the Final Four. The point guard, man, for Wisconsin, a dog, he was killing, but his team was letting him down.
It's a team game, man.
You're absolutely right, man.
The team game, bro.
Man, bro. It's just madness going on all over the place. Duke, y'all, and I'm gonna get our tags in shortly. Duke barely survived versus Siena, y'all. They was down by double-digit leads. How the hell they gonna win the national championship, Jamar? Give me your thoughts, bro. Just on everything. Yeah, I mean, we began the conversation.
To me, they're not going to win the national championship, but
okay.
Like I was watching that at work, so pretty much I've been watching both. Like we got two big screen TVs. I've been watching at work, enjoying all the festivities. Like Duke should have lost that game. they really should have lost that game. But I guess when it came down to it, yeah, I guess wake up call at the last second. I mean, a win is a win, right?
Right?
I mean, you mentioned Wisconsin going down to High Point. I did not have that on my quote unquote bingo card as well. I mean, things happen there. The way that North Carolina lost, that was.
Oh man.
But
now I feel really. Go ahead, Jamar, because we got to talk about that game, bro.
So I didn't have much confidence in North Carolina entering this tournament, especially without Caleb Wilson being there. But the fact that you up 19 and you just crumble to a guy off the bench and Terrence Hill Jr. who dropped 34 on you, you only had a 6-man rotation for whatever reason, and you refused to go anything past that. And the other team noticed the other players was tired, so they just kept pushing the pedal, and then all of a sudden momentum shifted and went into overtime, and that was all she wrote. So
Hubert Davis deserves some blame, by the way. And
absolutely.
I hope that brother don't get fired. We know how it is with brothers as head coaches.
But that's
I know he on a short leash
though.
in Chapel Hill, but it's unexcusable.
Like, they asking you these questions and you just deflecting and not even taking any ownership. Like, had they, I pretty much, I put it like this. What's you got all these All-Americans on your team or these 5-star recruits and stuff, and you only got a 6-man rotation. You couldn't give anybody about, maybe 3 to 5 minutes here and there to give them more stamina. I'm pretty sure that part of it would probably change the whole outcome of the game, because they're not even a good free throw shooting team to begin with, but you're going to have them out there exhausted and trying to shoot free throws in crunch time.
Right.
It's just a whole coaching disaster with that one. Yeah. And then, games yesterday, once again, watching the game, saw the Kentucky, what's that, Santa Clara?
Yeah. And they got cheated, Jamar. They got cheated. And I'm here to point that out. They got cheated, Santa Clara, because the coach was calling a timeout as he hit the 3-pointer to at the buzzer beater. As time expired, he hit a 3-pointer. The coach was clearly doing this. And so I wasn't watching that game live because there's a lot of games going on. But it was online that you could clearly see him calling the timeout. And he never got a chance to the referees kind of cooked, did some home cooking, I guess. And so really, really, really sucks for Santa Clara. It really sucks.
I mean, but that game was like the essence of March Madness. That we saw a classic within that.
Yeah.
It sucks. Hey, but nevertheless, my Final Four still intact. Boiler up. Let's go Purdue. I mean, so far so good. I mean, I think, and the last thing I'll say, I know we haven't had yesterday was kind of like a buzzer beater, but it went in overtime per se. But some of these games, I feel like the further we get into this tournament, the closer these games are going to be per se.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because it's just going to, the weak going to fall off. Survival of the fittest, blah 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 blah. So.
Yeah, today gonna be a crazy day. Y'all ever notice Saturday is always crazy in the NCAA tournament? So it's gonna be crazy. And so, Ian, bro, man, what's your thoughts, man? Because I had Wisconsin in one of my brackets. Now I got 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to piggyback off Jamar, it ain't been really a lot of. There's been a couple close games, but a lot of these been blowouts. I'm disappointed in BYU. I thought AJ against Texas. I'm like, damn, y'all lost already, bro. I was disappointed.
He had his stats though. He had his stats.
But aren't they missing their second leading guy or something like that? They're missing somebody important.
Yeah, I believe so. Um, the Santa Clara and Kentucky game, that was pure March Madness. That's why we love
It
March Madness.
was.
That's why we love March
Right.
Madness.
Facts.
Georgia got spanked by St. Louis. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, shout out to Daniel Jones, man. Shout out to Daniel Jones, supporter of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. His nephew, Quinn Jones, he posterized somebody. I put it on the page. And Corey Lockwood, who was just on with us this past Tuesday, Jamar, he was telling us how he know the Jones family, etc. So shout out to St. Louis, man. And they also got that kid that had that Cinderella run last year, the kid with the goggles from Indiana State. Y'all, you remember what I'm
Kareem
talking about, Jamar?
Abdul-Jabbar, Alvelia, some last name like that.
Yeah, they got him and they got some other guys on St. Louis. So I'm very interested to see how they do, y'all.
Yeah.
He can hoop. Like, he can hoop.
Yeah, he's a good player.
The terrible loss by North Carolina. I think everybody was like, really, bro? Um, Duke found a way to get it done. All the other games, they were pretty.
Arizona looked really good, man. Your national championship pick in.
Yeah. Other than that, everybody else pretty much looked. They got Deshaun Reed said don't get us started on BYU. So yeah, man. But yeah, all the other games were pretty good. All the other higher seeds basically won. So I think today we'll start seeing some more closer games than tomorrow. Like like the 4 or 5 game with Vanderbilt and Nebraska, Illinois and VCU. That should be. You know, see how Illinois plays. I'll actually play today. They play today at 6:50.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's just see how Duke do against TCU. The St. John's in Kansas. That should be a good one.
I'm looking forward to that one, dog.
Yeah.
Because I want to see how
honest,
Peterson
Purdue
do against some elite competition.
Yep, Purdue against Miami and Kentucky against Iowa State. That should be a good one as well too. And
Yeah, that should be a
Michigan,
good one.
Michigan and St. Louis. That probably should be a good one too. They about to play in a couple hours actually.
Mm-hmm.
They play early. To be honest, I think they got the first game. Yep, they got the first game, and Purdue plays Miami. They both play at 11:10. So there should be some good games these next 2 days, and we gonna see who really one of those.
Right. Fellas, Miami, Ohio. I guess the committee got it right because they were down in the at some point in the game they were down against SMU in the first 4, but they got blew out against Tennessee, and so I guess in that case, Jamar is justice. A lot of people are like, "Why is this a debate? Why? They deserve to be in. They only lost 1 game. They deserve to be
I feel like they still deserve to be in. I mean, look, it's hard to win games, period, at a collegiate level or professional level, let alone you win 30. Like, and then the second thing is you can't control who's in your conference.
Yep.
But they deserve to be in the field. I don't think they really should have been in the playing game, but nevertheless, I mean, if you go against a superior team, you go against a superior team. Like, that's just what it is.
Yep.
But they deserve to be.
I see your point.
No debate about that. I mean, you just happen to go against somebody that was prepared for you and, belt to beat A. So there you go.
Right. Yeah. And so for me, I'm with you, Jamar. They should have been in the tournament. But man, was I expecting them to fight? I was expecting them to at least not get blew out by 22. And so, but you're right. They earned it. They were 30-1, I believe. That's an excellent record. 31-1. That's an excellent record. It's hard to win in any conference, let alone who cares if it's the MAC. And they just went up against an SEC team that's been battle tested. 10 SEC teams in the first round, right? It was 10 SEC teams.
10 got in. Ridiculous.
Right, 10 got in. And so right now, I want to focus on conferences, fellas, and focus on your picks for your national championship. And so, Jamar, who is your national champion again? I know you have four. You have 4 Big Ten teams making the Final Four.
I did. I was a little biased, but like the other night, I never gave you my pick.
You never gave me your pick, bro. You never gave us your pick. You left us hanging. I
Yeah,
thought about it. I'm like, because I went to sleep, and I'm like, Jamar never gave us his pick.
I did that on purpose.
Have you thought about it now?
Oh no, I already had my pick then. It's Michigan. I went with Michigan.
Okay. Okay, that was one of my brackets. Yeah. So for me, Michigan and Florida. And so hated TCU got rolled. I had them as my Cinderella. Thought Nolan Smith was on something.
TSU.
Yeah, but I'm proud that he got him in, Jeremy. You know, I'm proud that he got TSU in, you know. Man, you know, just really good that he got them into the tournament. And he's a very young coach. I'm pretty sure Ian and Jamar, for viewers, you guys remember Nolan Smith, point guard at Duke, that 2015 national title team.
Yep.
Yep. Went to OQ. Yep. Great high school point guard, great college point guard. Yep.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you know, Tennessee State, you know, it was really, really good they got in. And so, you know, right now, though, when we look at the field, guys, a lot of Big Ten teams got chopped.
So
you know, we got Michigan
Ohio
State there, Michigan, Illinois. Yeah, Ohio State, man.
That pissed me off.
I was shocked.
Like, y'all, I'm just cussing
And
them out saying,
TCU was
y'all
reeling coming into the tournament. Kevin let us know that, Ian, on Tuesday. They were really reeling, like limping, going into the tournament, you know? And so upon, you know, most people, I'm like, yeah, Ohio State, you know, Big Ten, well challenged, you know, had some good wins. And then they dropped the bomb versus TCU. And so what can you say, man? You know, but as faded, Illinois scored a lot of points. They looked like the team we thought they could be. And to our viewers, we all believe on this podcast, Illinois can make a very deep run. They can make a very deep run. Purdue can make a very deep run. It's a few Big Ten teams here that can make a very deep run.
Michigan State again.
Michigan State still there. Iowa's still there.
There's still 7 teams left from the Big Ten, so don't get it twisted.
Nebraska is there. Okay, 7 left, Jamar?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We got some SEC teams in there too. Kentucky survived thanks to the referees not calling the timeout on that buzzer beater. Texas A&M is there. Tennessee's there. Alabama's there. Vanderbilt's there. Florida's there.
Arkansas's
there. Texas there. Yeah, it's 8 teams from the SEC. So right now, out of 32 teams, nearly half the field, fellas, and to our viewers, it's the SEC and Big Ten. And so we're going to see how today and tomorrow goes. But right now, it's a big representation between those two conferences, for sure. For sure. We got a few Cinderellas in there, like Utah State, High Point, St. Louis, you know, non-big traditional programs, VCU. We got about a handful of small programs. And so, fellas, quickly, out of the bracket, who you think could get upset today? Who are we looking at that could be like, damn, I didn't think Michigan State would lose, or I didn't think Arkansas would lose to High Point. If High Point beat Arkansas, it's going down. Like, this finna be like one of those, remember St. Peter's? This could be very interesting.
I don't want to even think about that memory.
Why did they beat Purdue?
Stop it.
Hey, y'all, ADHD moment. And it's to our viewers as well. Okay, Purdue versus Houston. I mean, yeah, Jeremy, but at the same time, I don't blame you. Houston's one of the top teams in the country. Remember last year, Andy Jamar, Houston should have won a national
We should have
championship.
beat
They
them.
blew the game. They blew the game. You're right. Purdue should have beat them too. But in the national championship, Houston should have beat, but they blew it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, yeah, but you know, shout out to what is it? Not Mac Miller, but what's the kid's name for Masterpiece son? But you know,
Mercy?
he hooping.
Is it
Mercy
Yeah.
Mercy Miller.
Mercy Miller.
You know, it's kind of cool to see him hooping at Houston and playing good ball too, man. And so yeah, okay. So Jeremy feel like I don't know why everyone crowning Arizona. Already can't wait if Purdue get against them in the Elite Eight. That'd be a great matchup, man.
Boiler up.
Yeah,
But
but
I guess
do you go ahead, Jamal. I was just gonna say, out of 4 of us on the pod, 3 of us picked, or 3 out of 4 picked Arizona to win. Ian, Kevin, and Corey picked Arizona.
I get it. I mean, I feel like that's probably the quote unquote safest pick of the tournament. I mean, just based on how the team's been so far, it's a solid pick. But I with my guy Jeremy. I mean, I'm a little biased too. That's why I got Purdue in my Final Four. Forget Arizona. But I guess to answer your question for today, you know, big as I said, I know Jeremy said Texas might beat Gonzaga. I mean, I'm not sold on Gonzaga. I will go. If I had to pick one, it would be. I'm stuck between High Point over Arkansas and TCU over Duke. Because
Wow, either one of those will be shockwaves. If Duke loses, it's going down.
But I mean, you went against a team like Duke went against a team that didn't have a bench. Like they played the starters the whole game.
Right.
Like had they had somebody, similar situation with North Carolina, somebody come in the game. I don't know. It could have been a different story. Duke barely escaped. TCU was like making it just made us wonder, like, Ohio State, you probably didn't even belong in this tournament the way that they looked against TCU. So
blowing layups.
Like it was sweaty palms out the gate. I'm sitting here like, you all are doing some ridiculous mistakes. This is some stuff I see in pickup basketball. Like, y'all not supposed to play like this. Like, yeah, like the starters played literally all 40 minutes of that game against Duke, and Duke barely survived. Duke is vulnerable right now without those couple of players. They're very vulnerable. So
they're very vulnerable, absolutely.
Look the way they did against Ohio State, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know. So
right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, if High Point beat Arkansas, man, that would be huge, Jamar. That's gonna send shockwaves throughout, just everywhere. And if Duke lose, that's gonna, like, man, it's gonna be like so many brackets gonna get extremely busted at that point. Cause yeah, one of my 3 brackets, I got Duke. And I told Ian, like, I don't know why the hell I picked Duke. I'm like, I instantly reacted when I first did my first bracket, Jamar. And I'm like, oh, yeah, Duke, the best team all year. National Player of the Year. Then once I really sat down and thought about it I'm like, oh, no, why did I do that? So we'll see what happens. Okay, and so, Ian, bro, out of these, 16 games this weekend, man, who do you think could get upset, bro?
Honestly, I look at that VCU and Illinois game. That could be one.
Hey, don't do it. Don't do it.
Be on the
You think Duke gonna
for,
lose? You think
they could, like you guys say, they're not at flow. They could be vulnerable to lose. And honestly, Don't sleep on Utah State and Arizona.
Mm.
Utah State look good.
Yeah.
They did. They were. I was really surprised because I had a chance to peek at the game, and I was really surprised at how they ran some really good defense. They did a lot of good forward court pressure. They got. I will say this: sports and especially basketball is a really good cardio game, and you got to really, really, really have some motors. And I know Utah State's a small program, but they put a lot of good pressure on Villanova and made them really earn their baskets. And so I'm really interested to see if Utah State can keep that up with the athletes of Arizona, because Arizona obviously got some of the best athletes in the country. But if they win that one, that would be shockwaves, man. That would be shockwaves, bro.
Yeah.
I got
That'll
one more.
blow so many brackets. Go ahead, Jamar.
I got one more since we opened it up to Sunday. Even though I got them going further than this, but I don't know, that UCLA UConn matchup that sticks out to me.
And Jamar, that makes me a little curious because I got UConn in my Final Four.
UConn, don't get me wrong, because I got UConn to the Elite Eight in my bracket.
Right. And this is the East region, by the way, to our first viewers. This is the bracket of death. Everybody been talking about this bracket, Jamar, is the bracket of death. If UCLA make it and they gonna bust this damn bracket open because ain't nobody been at UCLA making it through this gauntlet of the East region,
No, not at all.
The first two games.
And it's more so the fact that like UConn got 30 wins right now in the year, which is amazing. Anytime you get 30 wins, 30 plus, it's like, But there's been moments in time where you sit there and just wonder, like, are they really good enough per se? Because if you go back to the Big East tournament, they got the doors blown off of them by St. John, and it's like,
Mm-hmm.
It's a little hesitation there. They should win, but I'm like UCLA. Like, once again, I still go with the approach that Big Ten is a battle-tested conference, and UCLA like held their own for the most part in that conference.
Right. And that's crazy to believe, guys, that when we talk about UCLA, we talk about UCLA now in the Big Ten. Teams be like, people just be like, what? UCLA Big Ten? I thought they still a Pac-12.
No,
Nope.
Those days are over.
Those days are over, man.
Pac-12 blew that one bad.
That gets crazy, right? They had all the good schools, man. Arizona, Oregon State, Washington State. Now it's just
they messed
everybody in the Big Ten.
And
Big Ten, a huge damn conference now.
The Pac-12 should still be around. It's ugly. Like they're like the
Big 20.
Like between them, USC, Washington, like whatever.
Washington.
Like they're like this redheaded stepchildren all around. They need to go back. They need to reopen the Pac-12 again. Just get them back over.
I totally agree. I miss the Pac-12. Like, they're in the Big Ten. It's just odd. You got to travel from Spokane, Washington, the top of the country, all the way to Champaign. It's just
like they kick rocks. Like, just go back. We don't want
from Spokane to Columbus. Like, really?
Yeah, and it's just as ugly with the east side of things with Rutgers and Maryland. Like, y'all can kick rocks too.
Yeah, Maryland used to be in the ACC. And so, yeah, man. Arkeith, he stated back-to-back for the Gators. Yeah, man. Gators look tough. They had the most impressive win out of everybody. I don't know if you guys know the score for that first game, but they beat the hell out of their opponent. This is why I had in the Final Four Florida and UConn. Just those pedigree of those teams. It's why I picked Florida in one of my brackets. Yeah, but I mean it was Prairie View, guys. HBCU small program.
Ooh, I just looked at the score.
Yeah, they beat Prairie View. Yeah, it's 59-point blowout. Yeah, they beat them by more points they scored. That rarely ever happens. You know somebody got whooped when they got beat by more than how many points they scored. And so, yeah, Florida didn't show no mercy at
That's
all.
like a that's like a throwback win in the tournament. Like before, like it was a possibility of ones, losing to 16s. That's how it used to be. Just beat down.
Yeah, man. Honestly, that's like a women's bracket game. That's
Yes.
like a UConn being, one of those small schools, And so,
Ooh, it was 60-21 at the end of the first half. Oh my Lord.
yeah, it was over with at the end of the first half. And so, Deshaun, bro, is that Iowa State? BTA. Can somebody help me with the BTA?
Belt tag.
Battle tested?
No,
Belt to
ass.
ass. Belt to ass. That's right. That's right. Because that's one of Ian's favorite statements. Okay. Iowa State University out. Belt to ass too. Okay. Yeah. And so Iowa State, you think they're gonna put belt to ass on Kentucky? And that, Kentucky perhaps got lucky? We'll see. Iowa State did put belt to ass though versus Tennessee State and Nola Smith. Yeah, they did. They beat them by 34. And so we stated on Tuesday that Iowa State would be one of the more highest scoring teams. It's why I picked Wisconsin, because they can put up 100 points too. But, number 7 when playing no damn defense in the last few minutes. Everybody was just eating cookies on number 7. I'm talking about the kid for Wisconsin. Anybody and their mama that watch basketball is like, yeah, go pick on number 7. He clearly don't belong out there. That's exactly what the coach did. That's exactly what he did.
Hey, it's wild though, because I mean, when you in the tournament, like teams get exposed. Like you
They
will,
do.
and that one, it's like it's pretty much sudden death every game that you play. So it's like if they find any way to exploit you, you will get exploited. Like you will get exposed. And if you don't have any counter to it, you're just gonna take that L. That's just what it is.
It's one of those things, like Ian say, man. It's one game, and if you literally get an attack and you don't adjust your mark to this attack quickly, you could look up and it'd be like, "Damn, what just happened?"
And that's exactly what happened to Miami, Ohio versus Tennessee yesterday. Because Miami, Ohio was playing 5 out, trying to look for a 3, and they was hitting them, but Tennessee would come right back down, get an easy little alley-oop dunk, just quick pick and roll, lob it up, and it was just easy buckets for Tennessee. All of a sudden, Miami didn't do anything different. They just kept looking for the 3, and they kept shooting air balls, and then Tennessee just come back down, just run good offense, open man 3, and then all of a sudden, they getting the doors blown off of them. And it's like, well, that's what happens.
Right. And so, yeah, man, fellas, we're gonna see what happened with this tournament. Very exciting time of the year. I hope Ian is wrong about VCU and Illinois.
I hope he is too. How dare you?
I just said it's a possibility. I hope they don't lose either.
Right.
Honestly, I want to see them go far, but it's been a while.
Right. It's been a while. Well, but not really. I mean, they lost in the Elite 8 to UConn a couple years back. Remember?
Yeah, I want to see them go all the way though.
With the kid that played for the with Shannon. Y'all remember Shannon Jr.?
Terrence Shannon Jr. Yeah, because UConn was like, they had us in the first half, I ain't gonna lie. And then didn't UConn go on like a 27-0 run or something crazy?
Bro, that's exactly what they did. It was a good game the first half, and I watched that game. I watched it, fellas, and I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, damn, UConn just can't stop scoring. Like, when they gonna stop scoring?
Yeah,
Before I knew it, the game was just over.
And that's when you knew UConn was better than anybody in that field. Like,
right.
Nobody
UConn. That's facts, Jamar. That's when I knew. I'm like, it's gonna be hard to beat them.
It's over.
It's gonna be hard.
Vince Carter, it's over.
It's gonna be hard. Cause the way they put the ass whooping, the belt to ass, like Ian saying on Illinois, I'm like, yeah, man. They sent them home for real. And they beat them bad. And so no, you're right, Jeremy. This is exactly what we stated on the women's side upon our conversation. we stated that generally on the women's side, as we know mostly, there's not a lot of upsets. Most games in the first and second round, Jamar, are at home. So the team number 16 got to go to UConn. You see, somebody got to go to South Carolina. The odds of that upset is very unlikely. I mean, anything can happen any given day, but it's very unlikely. And so, right. And so, we picked our brackets. I think Jamar, you got to give us your women's pick, bro. But Jeremy, you got UConn. I got UConn. And got was it UConn too? Kevin picked UConn and Corey picked UCLA. But right for us, I had UConn and South Carolina in the Final Four, Jamar, and then I had Texas and UCLA. But I did stay to watch LSU because of Flau'jae Johnson down there in that South region to possibly upset Texas down there. But UCLA versus Texas, South Carolina versus UConn. Then for me tonight, it was UConn and UCLA, and then UConn. So,
I mean, who am I to break tradition? I pretty much got the same thing you got. So,
right. And so, yeah, but we'll see, man. I do state this, and I stated this. It's gonna be primetime TV, Jamar, UConn and South Carolina. Now, Corey say they'll blow them out, but keep in mind that'll be the rematch of the national championship last year. It was UConn with Paige Buckers and all them, Ozzie Fudd and them, playing against South Carolina with, all them chicks that went to the WNBA. And so, UConn beat them, but South Carolina was up in the second half and it just fell apart. But that was a really good run by Paige Buckers and that UConn team. So they looking to repeat. And yeah, I mean, I agree. LSU probably ain't likely beating UConn. But is LSU in the same? I don't think they're in the same bracket, Jeremy, as UConn. I think LSU is on the other side. I think they're either in the UCLA or Texas bracket. And so I'm gonna confirm that. But fellas, let's talk about the NBA. Man, y'all been seeing what Luka been doing lately?
Gave Miami 60.
Gave Miami 60. Y'all think the MVP candidate race is still open, or is it just gonna be Victor Wembanyama? It's open now that Cade Cunningham is injured.
Yeah, maybe.
Cade Cunningham injured now, bro. So
maybe Edwards can get in it, but I don't know. Like you said, I think it's wide open now. I think it was kind of caged to lose, but
yeah.
I think it's now that he's injured,
right.
Unfortunately. I mean, it's a lot of guys out there balling right now. And I think
right. But for me, the biggest candidate is still, I mean, for me, it's still SGA, dog. Right.
Yeah,
for me, it's still SGA.
Look at the top teams, yeah. Because, I mean, it
so
is
between SGA.
Work, but they look at, how your team doing if you're a top seed. Normally, MVP award goes to like one of the top seeds in one of the conferences. So I guess you gotta look at it from that standpoint and see who's like there. There's a lot of guys out there balling, and it's like you say, anybody could get it right now.
Yeah, man. For me, it's between SGA, Wemby, and again, these are international players. SGA. Because of what they're doing in OKC. Wemby just hit a game winner last night against Phoenix. The Spurs ended their playoff drought. I think the last time since 2017, something like that. So, he up there. Luka's up there now, what he doing. And the Lakers are hot. The Lakers look real good. They playing defense. LeBron has switched his role. So we'll see. Deshaun said nope. Who is your pick, Deshaun, for MVP? Is it because a lot of people think it's now with Cade injured, it's between just SGA and Wemby, but you could put Luka in there. So for me, it's between those three: SGA, Wemby, and Luka, which again is 3 international players. Yeah, but Wemby 2. Yeah. So, Ian, question for you, bro. You think the Lakers can win it all and LBJ retire with his ring? Yeah, it's 8 straight for the Lakers. 8 straight. Now, Ian, do you even think they can make it through the West?
Nah, I doubt it. I mean, a good team, per se, but I think, with LeBron being that old, I can't really see them getting through the West. I won't say
Did
that
you
it's
see
not
LeBron this
possible.
week? You've been saying you've been
Yeah,
watching the ball this week?
yeah. I think he had almost a perfect game where he didn't miss a shot. Then Luka had 40 on the back end of that. I mean, they've been balling as a team. They've been locked in, but after a while, his age gonna start to show in them playoffs. They need these type of games in the playoffs. I mean, no offense, but the West is pretty tough, so and pretty loaded. Um, I mean, I can see them getting to like the conference finals maybe if they have the right path too. You got to look at their path and see how it all shapes out. Um,
Right. Because
we
if
got to
they
see what
stay at
seed they
3,
get.
they gotta probably right. It depends on who they get that first round, I think.
Yeah, they're gonna have to have some very favorable matchups, and Luka's gonna have to take his game to the next level. He's gonna have to carry them. It can't be if they even trying to think about a championship. It can't be LeBron carrying. It has to, and they big man got to step up in a major way
Right.
in the
DeAndre Ayton
playoffs.
soft ass gotta step up.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a lot. I don't really see it happening, but I say they get to like the second round maybe.
Okay. Hey Jamar, do you think that the Lakers can win it all?
No,
Because the question
no,
was given by Jeremy.
no. Stop it. No. Are they on a nice little spurt right now? Sure. They actually put a little effort on defense these days. Is it sustainable?
Right.
No, it's not. Like they when it comes down to it, are they gonna beat Oklahoma City? No. Are they gonna beat San Antonio? No. I'm not even confident they can beat Minnesota or Denver. So no, absolutely
Right.
not.
My thing is, Jeremy, if they play Minnesota, they can beat Minnesota. Minnesota ain't been the same Minnesota lately, Jamar, and I think we all see that. They just ain't been the same. Something missing with them. And I actually think Ant is frustrated over there because he ain't get enough help. It's just him. He ain't got no help over there. So if they finish 6th, that's the matchup you want. But if you get Denver, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
They're not good enough. They don't play enough defense. They don't have any interior defense. Like it's not enough. We've seen it for the last 2.5, 3 years now. It's not enough.
Right. And LeBron getting everybody blow by LeBron now. I mean, I love what LeBron do on offense. He tried to play a little defense, and he been trying to play a little bit lately. And what he been doing, I'm gonna say this. I say the Lakers got a chance to definitely make a run, but win it all, Jeremy? No. What LeBron's been doing is relying on Luka and Austin Reeves to run the offense more, and they both be cooking. Luka will
Yeah.
cook your ass he will cook you like a steak. That man is a bad dude. He can make any shot on the court, literally. And you've pissed him off, that's even worse. Like, don't make him mad. Like, because if you do, you really gonna suffer. So, yeah, it depends for me just with the defense. And so what LeBron been doing, y'all, is he been actually allowing them to be more on the offensive side. LeBron facilitate, play his role, play defense more, and Aiden play defense more. I think they can make a run, and here's why. Because of guys like Marcus Smart, who gonna play defense, who gonna do all the dirty work, who's going to be there when you need him, and he can score a little bit low key. Guys like Jared Vanderbilt who do the same thing. It depends on Aiden. If Aiden can play some interior defense, yeah, I think the Lakers can make a run. And if they get Minnesota that first round, then that allowed them to propel them to the second round. And no disrespect to San Antonio, but they ain't been there before. They haven't been there before. And so palms get sweaty in the playoffs. And although Wemby is a grown man, don't get me wrong, he's an alien. I think the Lakers could get him a run because of Luka and because of LeBron and his experience. LeBron looks great, man. And when LeBron get locked in, he reminds you like he is really, really, really good. Like when he gets really locked in, you be reminded like, damn, okay, this is why LeBron is heralded as one of the top, whatever you want to call him, of all time. And so I think they can make a run, Jeremy. I really do. I think they can make a run. And it depends on Luka. If Luka ain't doing so well, you still got Austin Reeves that can put up buckets. You still got LeBron that can put up buckets. And if LeBron your third option, I don't think that's a bad thing. Just in my opinion. In my opinion, I don't think that's a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. And so
But
I think they can make a run, bro.
I don't think they can make a run.
Okay.
They're not getting to the conference final.
Yeah. They will have to have
a tough road.
Very favorable to get there. But I don't see it. I'll say second round.
Right. That's why I say it depends. It depends. If they get Minnesota, yes. But if they get Denver, that's probably going 6 or 7.
Yo, they lost to Minnesota last year.
I know. Don't get me wrong. They lost to Minnesota, but I just stated Minnesota ain't the same. They're not the same as they've been in the past 2 years. Minnesota didn't make the conference finals the last 2 years, but they don't look the same. Even Ant don't look the same like that. Something's going on over there.
I mean, but they won like the regular team last year either, and they flipped.
I see your point, Jamar. They weren't the best regular season team last year either. And when the playoffs came, you look up and here they are on their way to the conference finals again.
Yeah.
They ain't got nobody to stop Ant. Nobody.
But who they got? Who gonna stop Luka?
At least they got more perimeter defenders than the Lakers do. Lakers have 0. They don't play.
No, they got Marcus Smart. I know y'all feel like he washed up, but he ain't washed up as y'all think.
I don't think he washed up. I just think.
And Jared Vanderbilt is a pretty good defender too, man. And he wasn't available for the Lakers last year. He back. I think that's part of the reason why they've been winning games too. You also got guys like Luke Kennard that could scratch the floor. I don't know who this Latavia kid is, but he can shoot the 3. And he can score. Rui Hachimura can score. He's a nice defender. DeAndre Ayton, it just depends on his defense, but he gonna get his little double-double. He gonna get his 15 points. LeBron gonna get his triple-double, and Luka gonna cook you, and Austin gonna get his. I think they can make a run. I really, really do. I think they can make a very interesting run in the West. And we putting that out here right now in the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. We putting that out here right now. And so West is interesting. Yeah, but the Clippers got to get in, man. They 34-36 right now. They got to get in first. And so if the Clippers, Kawhi be hooping, but I don't know, man. On the other hand,
he left him for dead.
Right, that's the question. I was just going to the East. Fellas, Boston look good. Jamar, do you think Boston is it? I think, man, Boston. And the way they played OKC the other day, and OKC was really impressive without Jason Tatum. But when Jason Tatum when he came back, Jamar and Ian, I see why y'all been so high on that dude. Like when he is on the court, they are tough. And don't put him, Derek White, and Jaylen Brown on the court together. That might be the team, in my opinion, that could beat OKC. I think they can win it all. For me, Boston.
I mean,
real talk. They got all the pieces, though.
It's funny how things was a month ago, right? Tatum wasn't back yet. Detroit's rolling. James Harden in Cleveland starting to become a thing. Knicks look left for dead, a month ago. Now all of a sudden, unfortunately, Cade Cunningham has a collapsed lung, and
Right.
Tatum been playing a couple of games, and he don't look far off from what he used to look like, and he came back less than a year from Achilles. Is like WTF, and
Right.
all of a sudden. Yeah, I mean, Jaylen Brown's been playing at the MVP level all year, and it just changes the whole trajectory of the Eastern Conference now. It does, because I felt like Detroit was the team to beat, and maybe they still can be. And in another month from now, maybe Cade is back and he's fine.
He'll be back for the playoffs. He'll be back, bro.
Hopefully so.
I mean, hopefully. I mean, even if he is back, I don't know about you. I mean, I never had a collapse lung before. I don't know how that feels. Even when you do come back, I don't know how that feels. That sounds scary.
How is his conditioning going to be after that?
Yeah, because the thing is, like, Detroit is pretty much Cade or bust. That's what it is. When you get to these playoffs, there's nobody else on Detroit that really put fear into you. Did Durant have a pretty good year? Yes, he did. But he don't put fear into me. Cade does. Ask the New York Knicks about Cade. Ask them. And that's the team that we went into the season picking to come out the East. Like, it's the New York's Knicks team. This is New York Knicks year. Like, this is the year. Right. You have nobody in front of you. Like, you're supposed to get it done. You fired Tibbs. Tibbs got you to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time in 25 years. You put in Mike Brown. Everybody come running back. Let's do it. We ain't going to burn these guys to the ground. And yet, the Knicks are a team that they don't even look like they're going to get to the conference finals right now. So,
they'll have a hard time with Miami, the Knicks. Miami look better than the Knicks right now.
Yep, they do. Matter of fact, I'll even go as far to say, heck, the Hornets in the last month look better than the Knicks.
That's a good point. The Hornets are hot, shooting the ball really well. Kobe White, Nupel, all them dudes over there torching things in Charlotte.
They are. They figured it out. They hit a switch, and now all of a sudden, that's a team. If they get into the field of 8, I'll guarantee one of those 1 or 2 seeds don't want to see them right now. They don't. But nevertheless, your pick is the Celtics. Like, I'm not going to argue against you, especially if this continues in the trajectory that it's going. I'm not going to argue against that. I'm not. They're that good. Man.
Jason Tatum, people underestimate his defensive prowess. And he's an excellent defender, and I really discovered that, guys. He's an excellent defender. Maybe it's his long arms, long body, but teams have a hard time. They have a really hard time scoring against him and Jaylen Brown. And Vucevic, he has another offensive dynamic. He could get you 20 any night if he focused. So it's a lot of buckets there in Boston, man. I know people. I know we picked the Knicks, and we'll see how the Knicks do come to playoffs. At this point, we can't judge them other than the playoffs, Jamar, because they weren't burned to the ground this year with Tibbs. They weren't burned to the ground this year with Tibbs. Yeah. They gonna have to just show us in the playoffs.
And I will say this much: if they do not get back to the conference finals,
right,
then I'm gonna have my eyebrow raised on everybody. They've been sitting here like, yeah, Tibbs should go. Like, Tibbs can't get him. Tibbs running the ground. I ain't trying to hear it. Because at that point, he's the only one that even got him there in the last 25 years. So what's your excuse now?
Right.
The same thing. They ran it back.
Mm-hmm. Guys, do y'all feel like, and really quickly, do y'all feel like Cleveland got a chance?
Yeah.
They do, but I don't think they're going to get it done, though.
Yeah, I'm with you on that end. There's always a chance with them. I mean, that's probably the best backcourt, in the league? At least in the East.
Basketball. On paper, yeah.
And you got size up front.
But are they going to play like it? Yeah. They got the formula.
But
on paper,
I would say the I think the one thing that's the biggest question mark, your two best players are two players that has never really got it done when they are the best players on the team. I think that's the biggest question mark and issue for me.
Right.
Like when it
Yep.
all comes down to it, Donovan Mitchell has a history of not getting to a conference finals. James Harden has a history of not showing up in big games, especially in game sevens and things like that. So it's like your best players have not got it done when it counts the most. So that's the biggest thing for me.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. We'll see, man. But right now, the East, 5 through 10 is just super close between Toronto all the way down to Charlotte, Philadelphia, Miami, Atlanta, Orlando. So we'll see how that season turns out. Guys,
Toronto's the
really,
big guys.
yeah, but they got some buckets over there, man. Between Scotty Barnes, Brandon Ingram. Y'all notice Glorilla, she had every game now cheering on her man.
I'm
in
sure
Toronto.
she is.
Every
Sure
game.
she
Gotta
is.
love it.
She live in Toronto now, baby.
Big glow.
She live in Toronto now, man. She got her passport.
You know she do.
Yeah. Yep. She up
Gotta
there at
support her
every
man.
game, man. And so,
I
yeah,
love it
man,
though. You gotta love it.
it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Shout out to Toronto. But last question, fellas. I hate to bring this up, and Jamar, you've been saying this for years. Is this the last moments? We're down the last few games of seeing Doc Rivers, Chicago native, current Milwaukee Bucks head coach. He was hired after they let go former Chicago Bull. What was our former Chicago?
Adrian Griffin.
Griffin. Right, Griffin.
Yep.
He had Milwaukee, man, a very good record in the East last year. And since they hired Doc, it's just went all downhill. Do you think the Bucks are dumb enough to keep him, or do you think it's probably in the last few moments he's seeing Doc Rivers as a head coach in the NBA?
I mean, I heard a rumor that he's retiring at the end of the year.
Okay.
But regardless, he needs to go either on his end or the team needs to boot him out. Like, all right, I'm gonna leave it alone. You go. I already, like you said, I said my piece over the years.
Yeah. I think this probably his last run of being a head coach. He got the one championship. That great Boston Celtics team. He's had some even better teams. Like in LA, like it's a shame that they didn't even get to one finals. Not even saying they should
Conference
have won,
finals.
but no, I'm talking about the finals actually.
Yeah. But they never made the conference finals either. They had some couple
Really?
game sevens that they lost, but they
Yeah.
never made the conference finals. They only made the conference finals once with Kawhi.
See what I'm saying? That's even worse. So yeah, I think this might be his last run. Good coach. I won't say great, but good coach.
Is he though?
Yeah.
Is he good?
I mean that's questionable. I'm not gonna argue with you.
I think he lost his steam. He lost it, fellas. He lost his
The
steam. He done lost the players and
team,
everything, in my opinion.
the team had on paper and on the court is just man, bro. He should have at least 3 rings. I don't care who he playing against, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, LeBron. I don't care who you going up against. He should have 3 rings with the teams he's has assembled all together. And he beat Kobe Bryant, for a championship. So,
Right.
I know injuries and things like that happen, and he can't control that. You know what I'm saying? But man, his teams have been he's legit had all-star teams. If you really look at the talent and the players that he's had on multiple teams, and he just don't get it done.
Right.
So, good coach, I think to a
Right.
certain
Right.
extent,
Right.
but
Man,
I think it's over.
Yeah, Brandon, put up that comment that Jeremy just posted, that last one.
Okay.
All right. So,
Jeremy.
Look.
That's questionable. Hey, I'm not arguing. That's questionable.
So, I put it to you like this. Like, example, Mike Budenholzer with the Milwaukee Bucks. They won a championship. I do not consider that man a good coach whatsoever. Matter of fact, if you go back and pull the tape during the finals, I still felt like he should have been he should have been fired. Because that man cannot make any adjustments whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Doc Rivers cannot make any adjustments whatsoever. Like, at a certain point, it makes me think that the players more so won the championship than the coach when it comes to Doc Rivers' resume at this point. Because, like Brandon stated, like, he never made it to a conference finals again. Like, when the Clippers went to the conference finals the year that, Phoenix won, Ty Lue was the coach at that point, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, man, multiple times where you blew 3-1 series leads all over the place.
Oh yeah, them Orlando days, those Clipper days, really bad for his resume. People back then was questioning if he should be a head coach. Some.
Exactly. And pretty much the latest thing, and you mentioned it, like the Milwaukee Bucks was 30-13 when they fired Adrian Griffin. No one team in the East, like Doc Rivers come in, he somehow is the All-Star game coach because of the record of the Bucks, and it all went down. Like, at a certain point, when you just look at the totality of what he's done, it's like, I feel like the Celtics won in spite of you, and the other team just couldn't get it done because of you. Like, just look at the whole totality of the resume. I mean, I was the biggest Tracy McGrady fan in the world. And to see them blow a 3-1 lead against the Pistons that year, and I'm sitting here like, dang, Doc, I don't think you're as good of a coach as you are. And then somehow you end up with a Celtics job, and it was initially supposed to be just him and, Ray Allen, and then all of a sudden they made the trade for Garnett, and that's what catapulted them into a championship contender. It wasn't him.
And actually, I believe that's what saved him from being a coach back then.
Yeah,
for real, in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's what saved him.
Like,
that gave him a new revitalization of his career, if that makes sense.
Danny Ainge, the GM, put that team together, and he just happened to be the person that just happened to be the coach at the time. That's how I feel about it now. And I'm pretty sure if you ask Chris Paul, he'd probably tell you the same damn thing. Because, I mean, he just pretty much blew the prime of his career with Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan and J.J. Redick and Jamal Crawford. That team should have done.
Matt Barnes. They had Kenyon Martin.
Mike Barnes.
A lot more.
Yeah, they had some nice pieces.
Yeah, they had
nice pieces on that team. They had Bledsoe on that team too.
But
they had some pieces.
I'll say this though. I'll say this with that Clippers team. Yeah, he should have got to the finals at least. I'm not even saying that he should have won, but he should have got to the finals.
But at least the conference, like, dang.
Yeah, but they did. They did to the Stephen Curry era. I'm not making no excuse for him, but he should have won something. Them teams have been too damn talented. You get some of these other coaches, that Clippers team, or hell, even a team with Dame and Giannis and those guys, like the Bucks team that he took over. And injuries happen. I know they didn't go back to back with the Celtics because Garnett he ended up getting hurt.
I think his shoulder or something.
He won against so he didn't play off. So he ended up getting hurt.
Right.
And then that's when
you talking about that? You talking about the Game 7, 2010 NBA Finals? No.
I'm talking about the year before that.
Oh, yeah, when the Magic went instead of yeah. And then you just reminded me, Brandon, like they was up 3-2 in the finals.
Yeah.
That's why they went to
up 3-2 against LeBron too in the 2012 conference finals. That was the year I really think they could have won that year. I really think that if they made the finals, they would have beat OKC, a young OKC team.
Dude, that's when LeBron had that infamous 46. He couldn't miss a shot. There wasn't no like tenacity, no adjustment made by Doc or nothing.
He should have had 83 that game.
He could have.
He
could not miss anything. He put Brandon shots off the glass.
He put Brandon Bass on the one.
Like that's your adjustment. Like that's what we're doing.
That game, he put Big Mouth. Who was the Big Mouth? Jason Terry, who was all cocky when he won a championship with the Mavericks.
I think that was
I'm talking about Game 6. He dunked on Jason Terry. No, he dunked on Jason Terry. Oh yeah, you're right. That was I'm talking about the year he's down 3-2 against the Celtics, 2012, not 2011. And he dunked on Jason Terry that Game 6. I'm talking about when Jamar was talking about Game 6. But like I said in 2011, if the Celtics would have, or 2012, sorry, if the Celtics would have beat Miami, you know what I'm saying, fellas? I know for a fact they would have beat. I think they would have beat OKC in the finals. That was just a young team. They were too young at that moment. They were still,
still figuring it out.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, just overall point. The team won in spite of Doc in 08, and the teams did not achieve as much as they could because of Doc. That's what I meant. Like Doc, you were just there.
Right. And 2015 playoffs, that was the year they lost to the Rockets in Game 7. And I think James Harden was on that team, right? Ann and Jamar, that 2015 team. Yeah, but they were supposed to win that series. Yeah, they blew that one. Then the Spurs end up going to the finals. No, I think 2015. The Warriors went to the finals. And
it should have been the Clippers and the Warriors in the Eastern Conference, in the Western Conference Finals. That's what it should.
Right.
Right.
And so, man, Doc Rivers, that's a whole conversation. And bro, curious, bro. I don't know if you got anything for us, but you got anything for us in the basement, bro?
Yeah, bro. It's March Madness. So, who do you guys, in recent memory, I would say since we've been really into sports, who has had what player has had the best NCAA tournament run?
Like ever?
Yeah, I would say since we've been, into sports. So I would say in the last 30.
Since we've been shorties.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go. Kemba Walker.
And I'm thinking the UConn run too with Shabazz Napier.
Yeah.
So, that little point guard was torching shit the entire tournament. He reminded me also of the 2002 Juan Dixon. That's another honorable mention. You remember Juan Dixon? 2002 Maryland.
People don't talk about that
torching shit.
Yeah.
Underdogs.
Underdog. Yeah. Chris Wilcox.
I think.
Chris Wilcox.
But I'm gonna go Kemba because he had to win. UConn had to win the Big East tournament that year, so that UConn team won 11 straight on his back.
Right. That was a magical run.
So they didn't.
But if I'm not mistaken, fellas, wasn't it the same for Shabazz Napier and that team? They had to win like a certain amount of games, I believe, in order to get into the tournament. And once they got into the tournament with Kevin Ollie, then they got scorching hot for some reason, and they just it was one of the craziest runs I've ever seen.
I gotta look back. I gotta look at that one. I mean, you might have a good point too, because after they won, Miami was asking Pat Riley and them to draft them, so they ended up drafting them. But then LeBron ended up leaving that summer anyway.
Okay, you talking about Kemba, right?
No, I'm talking about Shabazz.
Right, Shabazz, because he ended up playing for the Heat, right? I think he ended up
got drafted by the Heat in the same summer that LeBron left and went back to Cleveland.
Right.
Can y'all hear me?
Yep. Yeah, we can hear you, and we can hear you. Yeah, man, that was one of the that was like a hell of a run. And so for me,
Can y'all hear me?
Shabazz Napier, fellas. Yeah, we can hear you,
Yeah, we
and
can hear
can you
you.
hear us? Yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us? We can hear you. Yeah. And then
Y'all can hear me?
that Maryland team, man, with yep, we can hear you, bro.
I can't hear y'all.
You can't. Mm.
Nah, I can't.
Maybe you probably gotta
I'll
okay.
say leave out, come back in.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't hear us.
Right. Let me type it for him.
Yeah. But yeah,
But Jamar,
both runs were crazy though.
that was a crazy run. Yeah, that 2002 team, they had to beat who is it? Duke with Shane Batty. Like they had to beat Texas, I think with LaMarcus. It was some pretty good teams that they had to beat in order to get to that championship. And so yeah, man. Let me let Ian in. But Ian, and let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear us?
I'm ready to go.
Yep, I
Can
can
you
hear you.
hear
Can you
us?
hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro.
We good.
Really quick question, fellas. Which team, in y'all opinion, had the most memorable Magic run? So, like, for instance, I don't know why I thought about this, and I was going to ask it the other night, but y'all remember, like, St. Peter's? Y'all remember, like, Loyola 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who in their
Butler.
mama had Loyola?
George
Butler.
Mason.
Butler, George Mason, 06.
Yeah.
Florida Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
Florida
The
Gulf
Dunk was it
Coast.
Dunk City? Yeah, they was going crazy,
Yeah.
bro.
Man.
What was that little college in? Go ahead, Jamar.
I was gonna say even Florida Atlantic that a couple years ago. Like
Yeah.
Exactly,
To the
bro.
Final Four. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
St.
It's been a
Peter's, I think
couple.
you talking about that college.
St.
Wichita
Peter's, yeah.
State. I think that was like 2011, 2012. Wichita State. They had a run
Because
too.
they had
Yeah.
they had Ron Baker on the team. I think that's who it was, and somebody
Yeah.
else
And
that was in the league.
what's his name?
They had that played for
Anthony
the
Early.
y'all know DeAnthony Early.
Yeah,
And who
Anthony
else played
Early.
for
Yeah.
them? Come on, y'all. He played for the
Dang it.
Rockets. Won a championship with the Raptors from Chicago. Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, that's who it was.
Yeah, Fred VanVleet. Yeah.
Yeah. He went to Wichita State. He was on that team.
Yeah.
They had some hoopers. We just didn't know about him at the time.
Exactly.
Hey, it's a team that y'all forgetting about. St. Joseph's with Jameer Nelson and
Bro. St.
Delonte
Joseph.
West.
Man.
Yeah,
But-
they was cold.
But one day, it was kind of interesting though, because fellas, they was ranked number 1 most of the year.
Yeah, because they only lost one game. Yeah, they only lost one game. They was like 35-1.
Oh, so they could be ranked number 1, but Miami, Ohio, never mind.
I mean, it's a good point, but you know, like they, I think who was that? One of their players won Player of the Year, or was up there as a
Jameer
candidate
Nelson.
for Player of the Year.
Yeah,
Jameer Nelson.
Jameer, yeah, he was in the
Yeah.
yeah.
And who was on that team? Delonte.
They West, yep, Delonte West. Yeah. So that's how they got
Yeah.
drafted.
Yeah, because Delonte Nelson went 19 to the Nuggets that year. And then
Okay, so
eventually-
Delonte started out with the Nuggets.
No.
I thought he started out with the Cavs.
I'm talking about
Jameer Nelson.
Nelson.
Okay,
Jameer
Jameer Nelson. Okay, but he started his career with the Nuggets, Jamar.
Yeah. He
That's
got
right,
drafted.
he did, bro. That's right, he did, bro. He did. I just remember him so much from the Magic run, that championship run with the Magic.
Because the only knock on him was his size for the
Yeah,
league.
he was just
Right.
small. Yeah.
But he had a really good, healthy career. Him and Delonte actually had pretty decent careers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they were great players. I'm just saying
No.
for
I'm thinking about the
serviceable
longevity.
players. 5-10 years, it's not bad in the NBA.
No, it's not. Because you make a lot of
It's
money.
not bad.
Yeah.
Because he was
That's
with
not
the
bad. That's a
Cavs and then
serviceable career.
Delonte.
And then Delonte was with Jameer was with the Magic, the Nuggets, and then somebody else.
Yeah.
But he spent most of his career with the Magic, actually.
Yeah, the peak of his career was with Orlando, with Dwight Howard and them.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, man. And so, yeah, and man, bro, you always bring back that nostalgia with the basement, bro. Like,
Yeah, bro. I think my favorite run. It's a couple. I will say Kimba is one of them. Um, Obviously Carmelo Anthony. I watched that in real
At
time.
Syracuse,
Carmelo, yeah, bro. He was
Gary
mhm.
McNamara, Hakeem Warwick. I remember
Corey.
them.
Yeah, bro. That was different. I was watching their intros on I think it was on TikTok. It was on something. I was watching their intros coming out. I was like, man, this was. Now I'm feeling old. It was like 20
Right.
years ago, bro.
And that was a really good run, man, because Kirk Heinrich
Yeah.
that was on that squad. Kirk Heinrich, Nick Collison. You know,
Dude,
they had some hoopers on that Kansas squad.
scared of Kansas, man.
Um,
I was scared of Kansas.
when the
Yeah, that was a nice squad.
when the UConn boys and girls won with Emeka Okafor
Oh,
and
Ben Gordon.
And
I
Ben
want to say it
Gordon.
was Diana Taurasi, when they
Yeah.
won.
Yeah.
And they was on the cover of the Sports Illustrated together. That was dope. I was like, man, that's cool, bro. That's dope.
Right, but don't forget, I believe I can guarantee you either with Kemba or Shabazz that year, the girls won on the other side too. Because remember,
Yeah.
they had
I think
they had
did
Gino
that twice.
Auriemma during that time. They were winning like every
Dude, it was like clockwork.
right. They're like
Like,
winning
Oh,
every
and
year, man.
another team that I think this team around this time that really got me into college basketball as a kid was the UConn team with Khalid
Rip
Alameen,
Hamilton?
Rip
Oh
Hamilton,
yeah. Rip Hamilton,
uh,
Khalid Alameen. Yeah. Who they
somebody
lost in the
on it.
national championship. I think they
No,
lost
they
in the
won.
national championship or
No,
they
they
won?
won.
That was
No, they
Okay,
99,
they
okay.
right?
upset Duke. They upset Duke
Was
with
that
Trajan Langdon,
okay? Elton
Elton
Brand?
Brand. Who was the point guard?
Okay,
It
Shane
wasn't Chris.
Battier.
It was Shane Battier. I think
Was
Boozer.
Jason Williams there?
He
Oh,
might
was
have been a
Jason
young Jason Williams
Williams?
at that time. He might have been a young Jason Williams,
That's a
maybe
good
a freshman or a
question. I
sophomore.
think Jay came after that, I believe. I think he came right after that. He might have came right after that.
No, he
Because I
had to
know
have been on
Jay
that
got,
team, fellas.
Was
because I
Duhan
think he
there?
won
Yeah.
it.
Cause
I
one of them, cause Jason Williams, when did we pick him number in our first round? Was it
in like
2001?
01,
02.
02.
It was
So
Yeah, I
that was
02?
think, yeah,
He,
that was
this
the
team
same
in like
year.
98, 99. Yeah.
That was whatever Yao Ming came out the same year.
okay, so Khalid El-Amin, I thought was that 99 team. And Michigan State was
Yeah.
that 2000 team.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a good team too with Morris Peterson and Mateen Cleaves. Yeah, that was a good team too.
Yeah.
And who was the chunky point guard for but no, Khalid El-Amin was the chunky point guard for
My
UConn.
God.
We drafted
Yeah.
him.
He played, we
I know.
drafted him too.
Jay
We drafted
Williams
him.
had to have been on that Duke team because he was a 4-year player.
Yeah, he probably
Right.
was.
He that's what
probably
I'm
was
saying. It was a
though.
young Jason Williams. It was a young Jason Williams who
I
probably
wonder
was
was he the
thick
starter
Khalid
though?
El-Amin. And it's crazy that we drafted Khalid
Both
El-Amin.
of
He ended up
both
not
of
working out, Jamar. And then we ended
Yeah.
up drafting his replacement, Jason Williams.
It's wild how that works.
Yeah, man. Yup. Yeah.
I'm looking.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah. So that was 99.
Right. Sound about right. 99.
And
Because 2000 was that Michigan State team. Yeah. Who won a natty in 2001? Was it Duke, right? With Jason Williams, right?
yeah, I think he
I
got.
would say
I think
so.
he got a natty.
Because that team was loaded. Because Mike
Yeah.
Dunleavy was there.
Battier, Williams.
Yeah.
Battier was there.
Yeah, Sheldon.
Williams was there. Sheldon. But I'm talking about Jason Williams.
No,
I mean,
no,
Jay
Jay
Williams, too.
wasn't there yet. No, he wasn't there yet.
Jay
So
Williams
Sheldon-
won, he won
He won
01?
99.
No,
He won
because
99.
no, he wasn't there in 99.
Okay.
It was
Okay, he won 99.
it was
I'm like, I
William
know he was
Avery.
01.
That's who their point guard was. And Trajan Langdon, and they had Corey Maggette. Corey Maggette was a freshman.
Maggette.
Oh,
Yeah, Maggette.
Corey Maggette. Yeah, that's
he was a
Chicago dude. Yeah, he
They
had
was
a nice
37
NBA career,
and
too.
2. That's crazy.
That's
37
tough.
and 2. It was
Yes.
37 and 2.
Mm. And they won a natty that year, in right? 99.
No, I think they lost
UConn.
to UConn.
Okay, that's
lost
right. They
to-
lost in the natty. They
to-
lost in the natty.
Yep.
They lost in the
I'm
natty.
gonna look
Right
at
there,
UConn roster right now.
Right.
Let's
Yeah.
And that
see.
was
Yeah,
UConn's
Ricky
first
Moore.
record.
Yeah, I remember Ricky Moore. Okay, so yeah, they had Kevin Freeman, Ricky Moore, Khalid Alamine, Richard Hamilton. Yeah, I remember that team. Jake Bosco. The Bulls drafted Jake Bosco too. We had all the UConn
hmm
players. He was trash.
He was trash, just like Khalid El-Amin.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
trash. The video game said he was trash too. So
yeah. We even had hell. We even had Rip Hamilton at one point.
Right.
you,
But he was serviceable with us. We had a
Yeah,
nice
he
little run with
was.
Rip.
Yeah, he
we
was.
just
He
we
was.
just didn't have Rip and D Rose at the same time when it mattered the most.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But we had a nice little run. We had Rip when was it D Wade on that team, y'all, or
No,
Jimmy Butler?
It was 34-2 though.
it was
That
a
was
young
cold.
Jimmy Butler.
That
That
was a
UConn
baby
team was
Jimmy.
cold
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
They was
Mm-hmm.
34. They was
Yeah.
34-2. They won by 3 points in the natty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
I
remember watching that.
Right.
That was a good game.
Right.
So that's what kind of really
Yeah.
got me into like college basketball. It's really not like that no more. I know because the NIL and the one and done's been a thing for a long time, but it always gives you that feeling around this time though. So I still appreciate that. But just like the teams growing with each other, players coming back, and they don't really do that no more.
Nah, they
You
don't,
don't really see
man.
that no
Now
more.
you got programs spending 21 mil to bring in a
Just for one
roster.
year. Just for 1 year.
Somebody
It's for
said it.
1 year, dog.
Somebody said it perfectly on TV. It was like you're not building programs anymore. You're building teams or rosters.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Yep. Literally for
Mm-hmm.
1 year.
Crazy.
Even that Illinois, I know we all love that Illinois team. They just bro, they was like the Bears this year, literally. That Illinois team was like the
Right.
Bears this year. They was like the cardiac. It was like every week, bro, during the
man,
during the
never
tournament.
Yeah,
forget
I
that.
never forget that
The
That
Elite
Illinois.
Eight.
Arizona,
I never
the
forget that
Arizona
Elite
game,
Eight. And
man.
everybody and their mama
And,
never forget that one. You remember where
and it
you
was at
was during that
DePaul.
game.
Yeah,
Dude,
and it
It
was at
was at the All
DePaul.
State Arena. It was
Yep,
at
it
the
was
All State Arena.
crazy.
scared,
Mm-hmm.
sitting there scared, mortified. Like
Yeah.
I
And
don't think we gonna
Jamar,
make
was your heart pumping that game? You were
Yes,
thinking they finna lose. I'm
yes.
like, damn.
It felt that way.
Like,
It
And
felt like the run.
Arizona
mm-hmm.
with Hassan Adams and Celine Stoudemire, bro. I
Dude,
just
Saline was a
man,
Mm-hmm.
problem.
yeah,
He
he
was
Saline
a
was
was a
dog.
problem.
problem, wasn't he? He was a
Yeah,
killer.
yeah.
They had a
Hassan
nice small
Adams,
forward on that team too that went to the NBA.
Hassan
I forgot his
Adams,
name. Hassan Adams.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
has crazy hops.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And
they had a
those
great coach. They had a great coach in Arizona. Who was that? Luke Olson, I
Luke
think.
Olson, yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
dude. To this day, that's why
Yeah.
it's like I don't even like Arizona like that because of how they almost pushed the needle for our team. Oh
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
man,
I always love their colors in their jerseys. Their colors in their jerseys always been cold to me.
that's
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was some team. To be honest, even in 2000, I know they've been in the social media thing. They've been into it with Rashad McCants, but even that '05 North Carolina team, even they run
man.
they was nice with
They was
Sean
loaded. They
May,
had a lot of NBA. How many first
Hanson,
rounders I had on that team?
Four,
Sean May to the
Four,
right.
Mike,
Four.
Mike Williams.
Marvin
I
Williams,
mean, yeah,
Marvin
Marvin Williams.
Sean May,
yeah,
Yep.
Rashad
McCants,
McCants
and
Brandon
Felton.
Felton.
Brandon Felton.
That whole starting five.
No,
Yeah. There was somebody
Well,
else
they
that
missed. Yeah, I'm just saying they just basically the whole starting five won the first round.
yeah, 4 out of 5. Yeah, man. It was
Yeah.
a really, really good
one with the
run.
best. I think the two with the longest careers was Felton and Marvin Williams.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Not
Marvin
even
Williams
close.
played a lot. Marvin Williams probably had the longest career because he was a
Yeah.
freshman.
Yeah, but also he knew his role, and he played
He
his
always
role.
played a good role. Every team he went to, he played a good role.
Yeah,
Facts.
Ray Feld did too,
Mhm.
for sure.
Yeah, Felton
Yeah.
did too. They both adjusted,
Mm.
and so
And somebody else didn't.
Yeah, Sean May ate too much though.
Now he
Sean
ate too much.
May ate his way out of the NBA.
I mean, but he
I
was
know.
also undersized, and you can't be
Yeah,
undersized and not athletic either.
athletic. Yeah, and I think
It's
that's
just
what
a bad
what
combination.
kept
You can't be
Marvin.
undersized and overeating. Like
And that's
Zion
what
at least is sized, but Sean May.
he gonna be out too. He keep it up.
The only way that
Yeah,
the only
man.
reason why
But he dropped a lot of weight though. I give it to him.
he did. But the only thing
But
that
he
really
got to
separated
start winning with
Zion,
New Orleans. They got to start winning.
I think that organization just ran badly too. On top of that, but Zion's athleticism is what's keeping him around because his athleticism is like almost second to none at his size.
Yeah, it's not even a
Right.
question.
Yeah, they got to start winning though. I know it's hard in that Western Conference. It's hard. Maybe perhaps they'll start winning, man. If something happened with this NBA expansion, some teams get moved around. But I hear it's between Minnesota and Memphis that's gonna move to the East, not New
I
Orleans.
think both. I think both are going to move
Both
to the
going
East.
to the East. Yeah.
Okay, and New
I mean,
Orleans
they,
is
I mean,
staying in
they
the
both
West,
in the
huh?
East. They both on the East Coast, though. I mean, it makes sense. Basically.
For me, it should be New Orleans and Memphis that should stay. Minnesota's more west than them.
But two teams need to move because you're gonna have Seattle and Vegas.
Right.
So,
Right.
But
You're gonna have Seattle and
Minnesota
Vegas.
is down the street from us, technically. So it's like,
I know, but New Orleans and Memphis is farther east. You see, they both
no,
south.
yeah,
east.
for
but-
sure. So it don't make sense.
But Memphis is more east than New Orleans, though.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, I know they never mention Minnesota. I mean, New Orleans moving to the east. So New Orleans seem like they're gonna stay in the west. And so I don't know if that's good for them. Small market, West, Zion
Probably
Williamson,
not.
you put all your assets into Zion, and
Hey, he might be he might be a casualty to get picked by the expansion team. So
probably, yeah, I just heard about that. And they doing that in the WNBA too now. And so we'll talk about that as well next week. But yeah, so fellas, any final thoughts or shout outs as we head into the weekend?
yeah, like, dude, I'm glad to be back. This hiatus for me. I'm sad that I cannot join you all. During the weeknights, but I definitely try to tune in when I can. Mentioning March is one of my favorite sports months. It might be my favorite sports month of the year based off what we're seeing right now, what we're living through, and everything else. So just between the sports and being back with you all, like shout out to us.
Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Yeah, and bro, any final thoughts or shout outs as we head into the weekend?
Man, we back like a shark attack. Back like
Let
we
'em
got
know.
claws on our back.
Let them know.
Nah, this was a good one.
Yeah.
And everybody, we finally got a little bit of good weather this weekend again, so let's kind of enjoy that. Man, everybody stay safe and enjoy this college basketball, man. Enjoy this college basketball, NBA. No football. I'm still sad about that, but we're gonna enjoy the March Madness for now. And then we got the NBA playoffs coming up, so that should be a good time.
Yeah.
And baseball's coming back. I can't believe it. It came back that
And
quick.
I'm actually
Right.
excited for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited too, man, because I think the Sox might actually have a better team.
I
They
hope
do.
so, man.
They do. Hey,
Yeah.
we in the sorriest division.
Actually had-
You never know.
Right. They actually had a winning record in the spring spring
Spring
training. And so
And they putting
Yeah,
up
I'm like-
runs like they did at the end of last year. Like, let's go. Translate.
yeah, they got some
to
nice
opening day.
pitching. They got some nice pitching. So hopefully the Sox are done unloading assets they did all over the years. As you know, anybody want a good player, they go to the White Sox, steal them, get a White Sox a bag of candy. White Sox just collecting assets over the years. And but that's how you get a team to eventually win, fellas. That's how you eventually build up stuff. You build by assets. And so hopefully those assets pay off, man. Because if it do, it'd be nice to see guaranteed rate filled up with people and not going to the game and it's about 10 people in the stands. And so, the White Sox, when they are good for baseball. It's important. When the White Sox are winning, it's good for baseball. And so, yeah, man. But next what? Next Friday. Next Thursday and Friday, fellas, the season started for baseball.
Yep. We start off in
NCAA.
Milwaukee.
Yep. That's happening, etc. So a lot of good stuff, man. This was a good one. Yeah, we had a lot of good interaction this morning. So it was great, man. And so with that being said, on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we would like to say thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Continue to chop it up with us and support our podcast on various platforms. And if you are and would love to talk sports with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we are here and would love to do so with you. Your love and support is truly appreciated, and we hope you all have a blessed and safe weekend.